leaving right now.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
That is such a Juggernaut thing to say.
Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, confirmed that we'll see more X-Men in the MCU in the next few movies or possibly shows. One character I'm really hoping makes the cut is Juggernaut. He seriously deserves a faithful adaptation after all the different versions we've seen. Before I dive into Juggernaut, let me quickly touch on what Feige said. According to Deadline, Feige shared with the audience at the Disney APAC Content Showcase in Singapore that fans can expect to see some X-Men players that you might recognize in the upcoming MCU movies, though he didn't reveal which characters or films. He went on to say, "I think you will see that continues in our next few movies with some X-Men players that you might recognize." Right after that, the whole story of Secret Wars really leads us into a new age of mutants and the X-Men. Again, it's one of those dreams come true. We finally have the X-Men back. Looking at Marvel's upcoming movies, if we take a few to mean 3, we've got Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and the Phase 6 opener, The Fantastic Four First Steps, in July 2025. It's possible that we could see X-Men characters pop up in any or all of these films. However, it seems more likely that we'll see more mutants in Phase 6 movies, like 2026's Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, and Avengers Secret Wars. One big question is whether Deadpool and Wolverine will return to the MCU after their huge success this summer. Earlier, Feige mentioned that the X-Men will play a big role in the MCU's future after Secret Wars. He explained, "When we were preparing for Avengers Endgame years ago, it was about reaching the grand finale and then we had to start over. This time, on the road to Secret Wars, we already know exactly where the story is heading, both before and after. The X-Men are a key part of that future." It looks like Phase 7 of the MCU will be all about the X-Men, but in the meantime, Storm made her first appearance in the wider MCU in What If Season 3. In October, Marvel Studios added 3 untitled movie projects to its 2028 release schedule, February 18th, May 5th, and November 10th. It seems likely that one of these will be X-Men related, probably a team movie or one focused on a main X-Men character. While I'd love to see a Juggernaut movie, I'm realistic enough to know it might not happen. But with shows and special presentations in the mix, there's definitely a chance. And honestly, don't tell me it's impossible. We've got shows about Echo, and we're getting a Clayface movie before a Batman or Flash movie in the new DCU. Plus, Juggernaut isn't a small character. He's becoming a major Marvel franchise, with his own family that could rival the Hulk's. The Juggernaut's role in Marvel Comics has been expanding rapidly, both in terms of his personal growth and his potential as a franchise character, similar to the Hulk. He's no longer just a villain of the week, causing problems for the X-Men. In fact, he's evolved beyond being a single character, with more Juggernauts emerging in the comics, while Cain Marko himself is on the verge of becoming a major hero. Cain Marko's journey as the Juggernaut has shifted dramatically in recent storylines. He originally became the Juggernaut by finding the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, becoming Cyttorak's avatar to spread chaos. However, during the Krakoan era, Marko cuts ties with Cyttorak but retained his powers. Since then, he's been a hero of Krakoa and even earned a spot on the main X-Men team, cementing his rise as a key player in the Marvel Universe. Juggernaut has officially joined the X-Men. Much like how the Hulk evolved from his monster-like origins to become an Avenger, Juggernaut has left his villain days behind to fight for mutant kind. But that's not the only way he's following in the Hulk's footsteps. Just like Marvel has multiple Hulks, there are now multiple Juggernauts in the Marvel Universe. In Marvel Voices number 100, we're introduced to Justin Jin, aka Kid Juggernaut. Justin's connection to the Juggernaut legacy comes from his grandfather, Jin Taeko, who was the Juggernaut before Cain Marko. Even though Cain became Cyttorak's avatar, the power stuck with the Jin family, passed down through the generations. Now, Justin has inherited the Juggernaut mantle by birthright, and it's only a matter of time before he crosses paths with Cain. In Death of Doctor Strange, The Avengers number 1, we meet another new Juggernaut, the Survivor. She's completely different, born in the Crimson Dimension and actually Cyttorak's child. She can wield the Crimson Bands to summon an army of hollow Juggernaut soldiers and even suit up in the armor herself. Like Justin, she hasn't encountered Cain Marko yet, but you know it's coming. Now's the perfect moment for Marvel to bring back Juggernaut's forgotten son, J2. Created by Tom DeFalco and Ron Lim, J2 is the son of Cain Marko from Earth 982. Zane Yama, aka J2, inherited his father's Juggernaut powers just like Justin Jin. The big difference? While Justin and the Survivor exist in Cain Marko's world, J2 is from a completely different part of the multiverse. But hey, that's not a deal breaker. Marvel's already brought characters like Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen from their universes into Earth 616 when the time was right. With Juggernaut gaining more attention and new versions popping up in the comics, this is the perfect opportunity to reintroduce J2 into the mix. Overall, Juggernaut is leveling up in Marvel Comics. He's now a top-tier hero on the official X-Men team. Justin Jin is stepping into his role as Kid Juggernaut. The Survivor had an epic debut in an Avengers comic, and J2 is chilling in another universe, ready to be pulled into Earth 616. Much like the Hulk has built a Hulk family with She-Hulk, Scar, and Amadeus Cho after joining the Avengers, Juggernaut is building his own legacy. With all this lore and character development, it feels like the perfect time to bring Juggernaut and his growing family to the big screen. So far, though, we've only seen one lackluster take on the character after another. Juggernaut deserves a project that really dives into his story, especially his connection to Charles and the Gem of Cyttorak. First we saw him was in X-Men: The Last Stand. Vinnie Jones played him as just a mutant with crazy speed and strength, with no mention of his ties to Charles or the Gem. He's recruited by Magneto to stop the mutant cure and is taken out by Kitty Pryde and Leech. Jones even mentioned wanting a spin-off because the character wasn't fully explored in The Last Stand. Juggernaut was also supposed to appear in X-Men: Days of Future Past, played by Josh Hellman, but the role switched to Quicksilver, and Hellman ended up as William Stryker. In the end, Juggernaut didn't get a proper adaptation. Then, Deadpool 2 finally gave us the right physique with motion capture and Ryan Reynolds voicing the character. Juggernaut is locked up in the icebox, breaks out with Russell Collins, and causes chaos on their way to destroy an orphanage. He's stopped by Colossus and the others, but at least the physical portrayal was spot on, even if his backstory wasn't explored. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. Thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you in our next video.